Welcome back to Western New York Living. Fortunately, I've never had a serious bout of dizziness, knock on wood, but I know many of you out there watching have and understand that effect it has on your daily life. It's a problem that Dr. Jill Bernstein from Hearing Evaluation Services of Buffalo understands quite well, and we're happy she's with us this morning. Dr. Bernstein, good to see you.
Good to see you also, thanks.
You're an audiologist, and folks may not be aware that at your offices you're able to provide care for dizziness. Tell us what this encompasses.
Sure. So audiologists are specialists on the inner ear and hearing, but part of the inner ear is also called the vestibular system, and that vestibular system is important for balance. And because it's attached to the hearing portion, audiologists are trained extensively in evaluating the vestibular system also when there's dizziness.
How common is dizziness? I guess would it be chronic dizziness? Give me the levels of dizziness that you treat.
Chronic dizziness, situational dizziness, vertigo, which is a type of dizziness, but more of like a spinning sensation. And it's very common. Every year, about 20% of adults do experience dizziness, and about a quarter of those dizziness episodes are related to a problem with the inner ear.
All right, so how is this evaluated at your office, and when should somebody be evaluated? So we'll go with question one first. How is it evaluated?
Yeah. So the most common way that audiologists typically evaluate the vestibular system is a test called a VNG, which stands for video nystagmography. It's a battery of tests that we perform. The limitation of a VNG is that there's 5 parts to the vestibular system plus 2 nerves. And the VNG is fairly limited in which portions of the vestibular system it can evaluate. So we also have something called Rotary Chair testing, which is much more sensitive than a VNG. It can get at more parts of the inner ear. And it also does a better job of evaluating not just the inner ear, but the brain and the pathways up to the brain where that data from the ear is actually processed.
And I think we're seeing video evidence of that test right now, which looks extremely high tech to make that happen. So when should someone say, hey, you know what, I need to go see Dr. Bernstein to get this evaluated? What should they have experienced to say, you know what, you need to get that checked out?
Well, really, if you're experiencing chronic dizziness, you get up too fast and you feel dizzy, or you roll over in bed and things are spinning, the first thing you should do is talk to your primary care physician, who will rule out anything medical. But if those things are ruled out, then you should come see an audiologist where we can evaluate your vestibular system, both the end organ and the central parts in the brain where it's processed. In addition to the VNG and Rotary Chair, we also have other tests that we can do when we look for more specific causes. And then we can also help direct your treatment to help you feel better.
Yeah, and what does treatment look like?
Some of the conditions that we might identify can be treated directly in our office by us. More commonly, we will recommend that you follow up with a physical therapist who specializes in vestibular therapy. All
right, this is fascinating information, another great service that you provide. I should have said, what does that sound like, the treatment, instead of look like? Anyhow, let's tell everybody how they can get some help for their dizziness. Hearing Evaluation Services of Buffalo. They have 4 office locations across Western New York. You can find them in Amherst, Williamsville, Orchard Park, and Tonawanda. If you are experiencing bouts of dizziness and want more information on services they provide, head to their website at hes@buffalo.org or give them a call, the number you see on the screen. They can help with any hearing and dizziness related issues you might have and change your life. Now, coming up next, we're going to find out